Every year, dozens of phone companies show off their latest designs at Mobile World Congress in Barcelona, and this year was no exception. These were some of our favorites from the show. First up, Samsung's Galaxy S9 and S9 Plus. The 5.8-inch S9 and 6.2-inch S9 Plus may look a lot like their predecessors, but they have some important upgrades. For starters, they fixed the position of the fingerprint scanner. They now have a faster processor and software upgrades and a new way to unlock. But the biggest improvement is in the camera, which now has a variable aperture that adapts to different lighting conditions. The Plus also got a second lens for better portraits and zoom. Nokia also delivered a premium flagship phone with the Nokia 8 Sirocco, a phone that may share the same name as last year's model, but raises the bar everywhere else. The curved edges and barely there bezels make it look a lot like the S9, but the screen is slightly smaller and it has a dual lens setup like the S9 Plus. But the showstopper for Nokia may have been the 8110 4G. Nokia brought back its popular slider phone from the 90s and gave it a refresh. It got a banana makeover, a color screen, and a battery that'll go for 20 days straight. And yes, it does have Snake. It's the second revival of a classic Nokia phone. Next up, Sony with the Xperia XZ2 and XZ2 Compact. Both phones have been given a much-needed design upgrade with slimmer bezels and a sleeker form factor. Both share the same specs, but the XZ2 has a 5.7-inch screen, while the Compact has a 5-inch display that's easier to maneuver with one hand. The rear camera on both phones can shoot HDR video in 4K, a first for a phone, and super slow-mo in full HD. Oh yeah, and if selfies are your thing, you can create one in 3D. Worried about security? The Android-powered Sikurphone could protect your Bitcoin fortune. There's a built-in cryptocurrency wallet inside the encrypted phone that the company says is hack-proof. And if you love the iPhone X but don't love the price, the Asus Zenfone 5 is pretty close. It's the spitting image of Apple's 10th anniversary phone, notch and all. It's running Android and doesn't have wireless charging, but you'll pay about half of what you would for an iPhone. And finally, there's the VIVO Apex. It has an edge-to-edge display, a dual fingerprint scanner that's embedded inside the screen for added security, and a selfie camera that pops up like a piece of toast. And while this one is still a concept, it gives us a glimpse into what's coming to the next generation of phones. And for more details on these newcomers and all the latest news from Mobile World Congress, make sure to check out CNET.com.